Welcome class 9. In this video we are going to learn about symbols that is used in circuit diagram. So firstly we'll discuss about the source of current. We all know that the source of current is either a cell or a battery for a DC direct current, and for AC current it's the AC voltage. AC means that is used in a household circuits. Okay, so for dry cell, for the batteries, okay, we have this kind of symbols used. The longer arm over here, the longer you know the longer length represents the positive side, positive terminal, and the shorter one represents the negative terminal. Okay, so the positive and the negative terminal, that means it's only a single cell. Okay, so a single cell which connects with some of the appliance from this side and this side and forms the complete circuit, and the current passes through. The current will always move from the positive terminal, does some work in the appliance, and comes back in the negative terminal. So this is the symbol that represents a cell, a single cell. Okay, then we have a battery. Battery means if you have more than one cell, suppose over here there is a cell, another cell over here, another cell which is connected in series. Okay, plus minus plus minus plus minus, so that the minus of this cell and the plus of the first cell acts as the the positive and the negative terminals respectively. So the combination of cells will be called as a battery. All right, so a battery can be a combination of two or more than two cells. Okay, or it can be a the accumulators, like the storage batteries. Okay, the batteries that are used in cars or inverters, those kind of batteries are represented by this kind of symbol. Okay, it's also a source of a DC, that is a direct current. Now for AC current, we always represent it with this kind of symbol. Okay, there is a small sine wave, okay, inside a circle. This means that it's an AC source. Okay, AC stands for alternating current. Okay, so these are the three sources that can be used. If it is AC, then this symbol will be used, and if it is DC current, then either a single cell, or if it is more than a single cell, okay, two or three cells, then it will be called as a battery. Then we have a plug key. Plug key is of this type. Okay, so when this key is removed, the circuit will be open and there will be no connection between these two terminals, and hence no current will flow. And once you insert the key back over here, then the circuit will be complete, because the current can easily flow through this key, and the current will flow from this terminal to this terminal. So this is how a plug key forms. Okay, so here is the symbol which is used. If the key is open, if this key is removed, then there will be nothing over here, so it will be an open circuit. Okay, once the key is inserted in, then this symbol will be there. This means that it is continuous. That means the current can flow from this terminal to this terminal, and in this case the circuit is complete. Okay, so this is the symbol for a plug key. Then we have a switch. So over here all of us have seen a switch, so I'm not showing you what a switch looks like, how a switch looks like. So over here directly the the figure, the symbol used for a switch will be like this. Okay, if the switch is open, then this will be open and there will be no connection between this and this terminal. And similarly, if the switch is closed, okay, switch is closed means now the current can flow through. Okay, the switch is in the on state. Okay, so these are the figures for the symbols for the switch. Then next we have a tapping key. So a tapping key looks something like this. Okay, this key is pressed, and once it is pressed, from here, from this terminal, the current can pass through and gets connected to the other side, okay, from this terminal. This kind of tap key is used for a very short period of, if the current is to be flown for very short period of time. So once you press the key, then the current will flow, and as soon as you release it, it will break the connection and there will be no flow of current. So tapping key, when it is, so this is the symbol when it is open, okay, when it is at the off position, so this is the symbol, and when it is kept on, okay, this tap key, the arrow represents the tap key over here. The arrow is connected, that means the circuit is closed. Next we have a fixed resistance. All of us know what a resistance means, okay, and this is the simple resistance that has been taken. So a resistance has a fixed value, then it is called a fixed resistance, and its symbol is like this. So from terminal A to terminal B, okay, from this point A to point B, a resistance is kept which has a fixed value, and it is represented over here with capital R, and this symbol is the symbol for a resistance. Next we have a rheostat, or also called as variable resistance. So this is the picture of a rheostat. Now how it works is simply, so here is a simple diagram of a rheostat. Let's say that this terminal is connected and there is some wire called as constantan wire. Constantan wire is a wire with high resistance, and there are coils of this wire, and it comes and connects over here B, okay. If you connect a wire with this point A, and the other point of the wire gets connected with point B, then the current will flow through this resistance and it will pass through point B. So in that case, this the coil of wire will act as a fixed resistance, okay. But at certain times you may need to increase or decrease the value of this resistance, okay, so in order to control the flow of current. So at that point, instead of point B, now the the other wire will be connected with point C, so that if you move this point from here to there, okay, means if you put this point at this side, then the wire will travel the current will travel through the longer distance of the resistance of the wire, and hence the resistance will increase. Suppose if this point is over here, then the current will flow through all this segment of wire, and it will get connected through this point, and it will pass through point C. Then the resistance will increase, okay, if this jockey is over here. But if you move this jockey closer to point A, then less amount of current will needs to flow through less amount of the constantan wire. That means less resistance will be there, and less resistance means more current will flow. So the jockey can be moved from left to right in order to increase or decrease the resistance. So over here, this rheostat is used for variable resistance. That means the resistance can increase or decrease. So the simple symbol that can be used for a rheostat is, okay, over here you have a rheostat, okay, this means the resistance is there, which is marked as RH, means rheostat, and the current will flow through this point this way, okay. That means a current is flowing through point A, and it passes through point C as the jockey is tapped over here, and point C conducts the current. It does not need to pass through point B, because point B is not connected to over here with any wire. Next is, if the point B is also connected and C is also connected, then in that case the current will pass through point B. Over here point A is not connected, see over here. So from point B the current will flow, okay, through this amount of resistance, and then it will move through point C, okay. So this kind of connection is also made in a rheostat. So it does not have to enter through point A every time. It can enter through point B, okay, a very small amount of resistance, and it can pass through the point C through the help of a jockey. So this is a, the symbol used for a rheostat. Then next we have an ammeter. Ammeter is an instrument which is used to measure the magnitude of current. That means how much amount of current is flowing through the circuit. Ammeter helps in the measurement of that amount of current. It is usually connected in series, okay, and the resistance inside this ammeter must be of a very low magnitude, okay. It means it has very low resistance, so that there after connecting an ammeter, which looks like this, after you connect an ammeter in the circuit, it does not change the value of the overall resistance of the circuit, so its resistance is meant should be very low, okay. So ammeter is connected in series in this way, and this is the symbol which shows, okay, a circle with A written. A stands for ammeter, okay, and the current needs to enter, means it needs to pass through positive terminal, and it needs to pass from from the positive terminal to negative terminal, okay. That means this should be the direction of flow of current. Next we have a voltmeter. Voltmeter, as the name says, voltmeter, it is used to measure the potential difference between 2 points of a circuit. And these, voltmeter, the resistance inside must be of a very high resistance, okay. So this is the picture of a voltmeter. It is connected again, okay, in parallel, okay, because it needs to take the measurement of the voltage, okay, across the potential across the terminals of the given source of electric current. And here, okay, from plus and minus it has to be connected, and a symbol used over here is V. So capital V represents a voltmeter. Next is a galvanometer. It is usually used to detect the direction of flow of current in a circuit. So in which direction the current is flowing, okay, either from the plus or minus to plus or whatever, okay, from left to right or from right to left, the direction is given by galvanometer. This is connected in series like ammeter, okay. It looks like this, and the symbol G represents galvanometer. So over here, if the current is, if it is connected in series, and suppose if there is a flow of current from this direction to this direction, then this small, the over here, the small arrow will deflect towards the right, and if the current is flowing from this direction to this direction, then it will deflect towards the left. So it's very simple, okay. And this is the symbol, okay. In a circle you have a capital G marked. This means that it shows where the current will flow through, okay. So this is the symbol for galvanometer. Next we have load. Any appliance which is connected in a circuit to do some work is called load, okay. Load can be anything which is doing some work, okay. A bulb can be a load, or a heater can be a load. Anything which is doing any work is considered as load, okay. A resistance also can be load, okay. So we have bulb is there, okay. This is the symbol for a bulb, okay. Small filament is made, and it's written L over here for load. Actually this represents a bulb, okay. Another one is if there is a simple resistance inside the circle, then it will be considered as a heater. So usually if there is no circle but there is a resistance simple, then also we can consider it as load, okay. Load means it is using the electric energy to do some work. Lastly we have connecting wires. Wires are of different types, okay. Mostly the wires are made up of copper. Copper wires are mostly used, as the coppers are the good conductors. And in order to represent connecting wires, a simple line is used. This means that the line is connecting a source with an ammeter, or any resistance, and it is coming back to the source of the electric current every time a line will be used. Okay, so this is how these are the things, these are the symbols of different electric components that you need to understand. Thank you.